Hello and welcome to Duskers, where we will be piloting drones through derelict spaceships and trying to figure out why the universe is a giant graveyard of, well, death and decay, I suppose. So Duskers is about to come out in this coming week, I believe, and I've been very fortunate to have been sent a copy of the press build. I'm really looking forward to this. This is very exciting for me because this is the first time that a development company has contacted my channel rather than the other way round. So I am really excited to try out this game. It's from Misfits-Attic. They did a virus named Tom, which is also excellent, and you should all check that game out. But let's see what Duskers has to offer. I have actually already gone through the training simulation. So I'm going to skip that. It just resetting your game to default, or indeed installing the press build resets all your game data. So we're trying to figure out through corrupted logs, through all of these spaceships, what's happened and why things are the way that they are. Okay, objectives. Basically salvage everything we can from nearby ships, find more fuel, find more ships, find out what's happened. Yeah, and basically if we end up in a situation that we can't cope with, we can reset, which keeps our knowledge of the universe, but puts us on a new salvage vessel with a new set of drones back at the start of the game. So it's not something we can expect to complete in a single run, but we'll see how things go, see how far we go. I've got some basic knowledge. Like I said, I've gone through the tutorial, so I know how to control the drones and everything. But beyond that, a lot of the game is going to be a mystery to me, so I'm going to be talking a lot and trying to explain my thought processes as we go. This game is a very low fidelity graphical game. You can see everything is kind of scanlined and retro, and it kind of reminds me of a lot of old style hacking films, things like Johnny Mnemonic and other cyberpunk things from the 80s. Okay, to start off with, I'll go through drone config and ship config and such when there's actually anything to show in there, but for now we're just going to board the ship that we are closest to, which is it's called the Escape Route. It's a government class, C size. A is larger, B is slightly smaller, C is even smaller, and D is the smallest type of ship. Relatively recent. As ships get older, they get less stable, more prone to things like pockets open into space, radiation damage, infestations and such. Scrap capacity 48 by the look of it. I don't think we'll get anywhere near that much, but let's board the ship. So we've got 3 drones to start with: Mouse, Sarah and Matt. I think the first game always starts you off with this configuration of modules. Each reset will randomize the drones you start with and the modules that they've got, but this is a pretty good loadout to start with. So yeah, let's just get in there. No communications logs, so this has not helped us figure out what's going on at all. So we've got 2 different interfaces. This is kind of like a schematic view, I suppose. We've got a command console in the bottom right hand corner here, and we can type commands and things. So we can open airlocks by typing, basically the name of the door, so A1 in this case, or it would be like D2, D3, etc. for doors. If you're a Unix user or other command line aficionado, you'll be very pleased to know that there is autocomplete. So if you were to start typing the words for a command, you can then hit tab to complete it, which is great. And then we've got the other view, which is the specific drone view. So this is Mouse. Hello, Mouse. And when we're in this view, we've got like direct control of the drone. We can move around and such, and we can still do the commands to open airlocks and things. Each of the drones is ever so slightly different. They'll have slightly different chirps, slightly different, coloured scanning views. So Sarah here appears to have a slightly greeny yellow look. Matt's a little bit bluish, blue-white. Mouse is just plain white. Let's start this off and go have a look and see what there is around. So we've got scrap, which we're going to be using for repairing things. That's a power inlet. An open door over here, that's not great. Let's tell Mouse to gather that scrap. So we can do that by issuing the gather command, and then either we can tell everyone to gather, or we can just specify the drone in particular, or I think there's a certain amount of sanity, so if you've got the drone with the gather module and something to be gathered in the same rooms, that you can just use gather and it will plot a little course and go pick it up for you. We don't have to manually control the drones, we can issue navigate commands to them. So if I tell Sarah to navigate over into room 2, she'll plot a little route over there. Sarah is equipped with a generator, so I'm going to tell her to power up this generator, and we can use the electrical conduits to get a better feel for what there is in the rest of the base. I'm going to bring Matt out as well at the same time, and then I'm going to use Mouse to have a little scan through this room, see if there's anything. Oh, there's another drone here. We'll have a look at that in a moment. So this is Vinny. He's destroyed, so he's no use to us for salvage purposes, but he might have some upgrades that we could use. He has a sonic pulse that repels organic threats. It's been used a bit. It looks like it's got a fairly high failure probability, so it might not be immensely useful to us, but we'll take it. Even if we decide not to use it or can't be bothered to repair it, we can always scrap it for more salvage. Now, if you recall from the loadout window, in fact just before that, we knew that there were no infestations on this ship, so I don't need to be quite as cautious as I will be in future missions, but the general plan of approach for me is going to be to use the motion sensor to scan the room that I'm in and adjacent rooms before advancing into them. But as I said, we know that there are no infestations on this ship, so I'm just going to open all of the remaining doors and then run through with Mouse and see what's available. So we've got some more scrap, some fuel access point. So if I just get Mouse, actually, if I get Mouse to gather everything. So no fuel in that access point, but we got a couple more pieces of scrap. And in this final room, another piece of scrap. And that looks like it. So the first vessel you board is always roughly similar to this, very small, not really much to go on. So we're going to just navigate everyone back to the exit. And then once they're all safely back aboard, close the airlock and disembark. And then we get a stat screen. I love stat screens. So we managed to get 4 scrap from that, and the sonic upgrade, of course. So yeah, that's kind of like just a reminder that of how to use the drone interface and such for those that have done the tutorial. And then the other ships available in this system actually have infestations and things to be cautious about. So at the very bottom of the screen you'll see we've got scrap, then propulsion, then jumps. It takes some of our propulsion to move around in the system. See, this one will take 2 to reach. If I was to go straight to this one it'll be 3, straight to this one it'll be 4, but I'll be going to them in sequence, so it'll be something like 2, then 1, then 1. And unless we find more propulsion along the way, we're only going to be able to visit a finite number of these ships before we have to jump off to another system. This is the system view. Then the galaxy view, this is pretty much the same, except instead of propulsion it's going to take jump fuel. Yeah, and we could inspect it before we go to it, but we're not going to bother with that just yet. And then beyond that there's the universe view, but at this stage we don't really know anything. We know there's 5 systems in total. We visited 1. There's virtually no knowledge at all. So let's have a little look at our drones. So what can we do here? Oh, I suppose we could we've always got the option to just de-equip the sonic thing and keep it in the stores. I'm actually going to just leave it equipped for the moment. I don't see any problem with that. What I might do is I might move the gather module onto Matt the drone instead of Mouse. The motion sensor deactivates itself when the drone moves, so I'm more likely to want that on a drone which is going to be not needing to run around for gathering purposes, but Matt's very weak by comparison, so a little unsure about that. So yeah, the drone config, we can chop and change the order of the drones, sort them out with any that we might have in our reserves, change our equipment. Ship config, very similar, but we don't have any ship upgrades, so there's nothing really to do here just yet. And then modifications is where we can modify our drones, repair modules that we've got, refuel things. We can even make a couple of new basic modules. This is probably going to be more useful if some of our drones get destroyed, or I don't know, if we were starting a new game and we happen to not start with a gather module, which would be awful. So let's have a look at that sonic upgrade. This one. We don't have enough scrap to repair it. Okay, let's not do anything with that at the moment then. There's if we hold on to it for the moment, it might possibly be a bit useful. I guess we'll find out in the next ship. Let's travel over to the Genius, which is a C-size salvage vessel. Hopefully we'll get some nice scrap from this. And let's go check it out. Alright, we found some more communication logs. To Amy, I'm sorry baby, but I'm coming home. Installation of the new factory systems and I got notice today. Inquired about working as an engineer or control admin like you said, but no luck. They aren't offering training anymore. Can't say I'm super. Don't give a shit. At least I get to see you soon. Ed, we'll work something out together, I promise. When the transit papers come through, I'll give you more details. Give my angel a hug for me. Love, RB. Well, it doesn't really tell me a huge amount. Okay, so sometimes when we're boarding ships, we get a small amount of prior knowledge of a room within the ship. That's what we're seeing here. So that's room 2. I guess there's probably one or two long rooms coming out of D4 down towards the airlock. But yeah, let's start things off safely. Okay, when you activate the motion sensor, you get a green pulse thing if it doesn't find any motion, and a red one if it finds something bad. So this looks relatively safe at the moment. Let's open airlock 1 and navigate everyone. Actually, no, we can't do that because we don't know what room number that is. Fine. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. We'll take Sarah out though so the motion sensor can stay activated. So we've got an open door down here. Something to be concerned about. Some scrap. Power inlet. More scrap. Okay, Sarah, we're just going to take you to... I wish your camera works a bit better, Sarah. Just going to have a little look in D10. Another power unit and some more scrap and a couple of closed doors. Right, so it's pretty safe at the moment. Let's bring everyone else over. Let's navigate 1 and 3 into R3, and I will tell Sarah to turn on the generator in R3. Now, we only have control over doors which are powered, which is one of the reasons why the generator is so useful. Without power, as an example, D6 we can't interact with at all. There we go, door not powered. But at D10 we can close, open at our leisure. Let's just set mouse to gather, assuming mouse can figure out how to get past Sarah. Might have to rearrange them a little. Sarah. Sarah, do your generator here. Mouse, stop being an idiot. There you go. So yes, the AI is it's pretty good, but they are ultimately just drones. They're not going to be able to figure out things like, oh, I'm in another drone's way, because they don't talk to each other. Let's run the motion sensor. Okay, so R5 has something bad in it, but R4 and R2 are clear at the moment. So let's open D4, and we can send mouse in to gather everything. Navigate 1 into R2. Gather all. Pick up fuel first. Okay, so we've got 1 propulsion fuel that's inside this system, and 0 jump fuel extra. That's a bit of a shame, but that's okay. Now on the on this schematic screen, it suggested that a strategic option would be to herd the bad guys out of R5 and into R2. So we're going to try that by closing D4. We're going to open D5, and I don't know if it really classes as herding, but we're going to wait until the bad guy just decides to go through there. Now, I'm not going to open D7, that seems like a bad idea. Okay, so the bad guy's moved into R2, and I've just sealed door D5 behind it. We've gotten everything that we want to out of R2, so this seems like, well, success, I suppose. Let's open, actually we'll send mouse down into R4 to gather all the stuff there. I'm actually going to send Sarah down there as well. So navigate 2 into R4, gather all. Why not? We'll send all of them down there. We'll get Sarah to power up this generator and see what we can see now. Okay. So there's another airlock around the other side. That's interesting. We can redock at the other airlock if we wanted by just issuing a dock command with A2. I'm not going to do that just yet because we haven't actually got any knowledge about R6 safety. So let's just run a motion scan. That seems pretty safe, so let's dock round at A2 and the ship will disappear and reappear in a short while. And while we're waiting for that to finish up, let's open up D8 and have a look inside. Let's send Matt in. Ah, there's another drone called Nathan. Okay, what do you have, Nathan? Nathan, you seem to be in pretty good nick. You've got a shield and the gather interface. Okay. Well, that's good. So we can use Matt's tow module to pull Nathan back into our ship and then launch with him. So let's do that. So we've opened D7. The motion scanner is saying that this is clear and safe. We'll just run around the room and do a little bit of scanning, dragging Nathan along behind us. And we'll be taking him out into A2 in just a moment. There we go. Can't see anything else. Let's park him over here in this top one. We don't actually need to park him in a bay, it just feels rude to not do so. So let's navigate Mouse and Sarah into, what was it, R6? Yes, R6. We don't need to keep things powered anymore. Just get Mouse to gather everything. Why did Sarah cancel navigation? Did you just not figure out how to get through the door? Poor Sarah. Looks like Mouse has gotten everything. So let's bring Mouse over into R1. R1 is always your ship's loading bay. And I think that's everything that we wanted from this spaceship, or at least everything that we could possibly get at this stage. Close off the airlock and type things correctly, and that's going to be a big problem later. Like, when things start to get stressful, you need to make sure that you're typing things properly, otherwise your drones are just going to sit there and be like, I don't understand what you mean, while it's taking a pounding from some horror that you can't actually visualize. Alright, let's have a look, see what Nathan's like. Nathan. 12 scrap to repair full hit points. Well, having 4 drones is better than 3. That's kind of a lot of scrap though. Do want 4 drones. He's also really huge, like 120 health and a shield. Yeah, not really much else I'd want to do. Yeah, let's do that. Welcome to the team, Nathan. So this shield thing, what options do we have on it? 1 scrap for 100 hit points. Well, that seems to be about 10 times as efficient as repairing the hit points on a drone. Shield recharges but has lower health. That's a module we could do. Give it a radiation proof upgrade. Interesting. Alright, and the gather thing has a low failure rate, that's fine. All in all, pretty good. Let's move on to the next one. Actually, if I go drone config, yeah, Nathan's just gone into our reserves. So I can do control left, bring him in. Yeah. Welcome, Nathan. I love how they've got different designs each, with the wings on Mouse and on Matt as well. Nathan being kind of like more shielded, almost with his shield. Alright, let's travel over to the High Tide, Government C class. And board. Yep, everyone is good like this. Dormant drone found in R2. Okay, we might get another drone out of this. One infestation type. It's important. That's one type of infestation, not there is one bad guy. There could be several bad guys of the same type. Crew 1, hold, classified. No communications found. Well, there's that drone. It looks destroyed. Guess we'll be using Nathan as our chief scout now. Alright, let's run the motion sensor. Looking pretty good so far. Ooh, Nathan, you've got red angry war scanner thing. Alright, what do we have around? Power inlet. Open door. This is an access terminal, which I think Matt has the interface command. He can use that for something. D11's open. Let's have a little look in here. Nothing to report down here. Let's bring everyone out. There we go. 1, 2, 3 into R3. And then we'll get Sarah to power up the generator. And we'll get Matt to interface with the derelict ship. Okay, so we've got options. Ship scan, defense, survey. Let's try survey first. Okay, so that's kind of given us a basic overview of all the schematic and the fact that D6 is open. That's useful. Ship scan. Ooh, okay. So there's a defensive turret in R5. R2 couldn't scan for some reason. And it's identified the scrap in R4 that for some reason Nathan couldn't see. I guess maybe the drones are only so good at seeing scrap. Well, let's get Nathan to go pick that up because he's got his gather command. Gather for all. Yes. Navigate 4 into R3. Motion 1. Let's see if we can see anything, any bad guys with the motion sensor. Okay, so there's something in R5, R2, yellow, inconclusive. It's worrying. Okay, we've got the interface. I think had a defense option. Yeah, let's try and turn on the turret in R5. Okay, that's killed an enemy. That's great. Now, we had inconclusive results from R2, so I'm going to open D8 and just wait a little while, see if anything wants to walk into R5. There might not be anything in R2, but I want to give it a little bit of a chance to walk in and kill itself. No? Seems like no. So let's close off D8. Let's close off the defences again. And you know what, just for a moment I'm going to close off D11. And then I will go back to Nathan. We're going to have a little nosy in Nathan in person. Alright, so here's that defensive turret, which is currently deactivated. Some scrap, which the ship scan didn't find. Alright, let's gather all this. Nice work, Nathan. Let's bring you back out of here. Actually, let's shut you in here, D5. We're going to have a look in D8, which was inconclusive, but nothing seemed bad in there. And I'm kind of like psyching myself up a bit to be very quick on the keyboard and shut these doors again in case something is bad. Right. So we see Kelly. Looks like it's just Kelly. Great. Okay, let's close off D8. Open D5. Close off D5 again. Sarah? No. Where's Matthew? Matthew, you're busy doing the interface. That's fine. We'll get you to tow Kelly out. Or can you? Is Kelly destroyed? Kelly's destroyed. Should have just had Matt do stuff. Info. Swap. Yeah. Ooh, a mine. Proximity mine. That could be very useful. Alright, let's close that and we'll go back down to this interface. Now I'm thinking I'm going to have to move mouse into the centre of the room to get a better motion scan. So navigate 1 into R5. And then motion. Motion. Yep. Okay, so R6 is clear as well. So we'll leave this scan going. And take Nathan down. Sensor X-Space in R7. Oh, there's something bad is walking back and forwards between there. Oh, I can't shut D6 because it's got no power at the moment. But I could open D7 and wait for it to get in there. And then when it does, shut it in there. And then lure it into R5 and kill it with a turret. In the meantime, I can open D3. Ah! Of course, I've got a slight flaw in my plan in that I can't scan in that room. How am I going to do this? Well, I suppose I could open... I could open D10. Ooh. No, I can't. Yes. Yes, I can. I can open D10. Ponder. Right. Let's shut D7 because it's out of there. Navigate 1 into R3 and we'll shut D5 behind it. And then we'll open D2 and motion. And we'll just get ready on the defences and hope that he wanders into R5. If we give it a second, we might be fortunate. There we go. Nice. Right, now I suppose the only question remaining is, was that the last bad guy? Let's move Sarah down into R6 and we'll power up this adjacent generator. So of course her moving away from the generator that she was in has meant that the terminal that Matt was using is now unpowered. But now we've got control over things like D2. So let's navigate 4 down into this R6. We'll go scan with Nathan. Some scrap. fuel access point. Let's gather all of this. Priority is the fuel. Very sensible, Nathan. Oh, cool. New jump cell. Nathan, what are you doing? No. No, Nathan. Do I have to take manual control? Alright, and let's go check out the final room. Just one bit of scrap. Well, that's fine. Cool. I think that is everything that we could get here. So let's navigate a lot of them. Actually, all R1. Who's complaining? Oh yes, D9. Navigate Sarah back to R3. And then generator. Uh-oh. Ooh, found some more scrap. Navigate 4 to R5. The reason I said uh-oh was that I thought I had left that defense turret powered and thought he was about to get shot as he went through. Very easy to do. Gather 4. Navigate 2 R1. Navigate 4 R1. Maybe when you shoot the bad guys, they drop scrap. Something I hadn't considered. Cool. So that was a pretty successful mine upgrade on Matt. I don't know if we'll actually use that, but let's go to this final barge. Oh, this is larger. So we're out of propulsion fuel now, but every time we initiate a jump using the jump fuel, we get 6 more propulsion fuel to give us a chance to explore the next system. So it's not going to be like game over if we're unable to find any more propulsion fuel. Let's check this out. Actually, modifications. Let's have a look at that mine that we got. So that's a little bit busted. Wow, it costs a lot to repair. Magnetic clamps prevent being pulled outside the ship. I wonder what could pull it outside the ship. Maybe opening airlocks to vent it into space. Something to consider. Inconclusive scan. No logs. Talmgol Hoodoo. Alright. Let's get this party started. Looks pretty good so far. Let's open A1 and navigate everyone. Ugh, we can't do that. We have to send someone by hand. Fine. Okay, generator. Some doors. D15. Wow, there's a lot of doors in this one. Another generator. Doors. D7, D14. Okay. You gather. Everyone else into R2. Send Sarah to power up things. See what we can see. Okay. Let's send Sarah around to R3. Come on. Nathan and Mel, I know you like Sarah, but you're both very in the way. Wow, this is quite large. Okay, so we've got 2 more airlocks by the look of it. Let's start motion sensor. Right, bad stuff in R5. Let's leave R5 sealed for the moment. R3 inconclusive, but that's alright, we know that's fine. R4 is fine as well. Sarah, come back up to R2. We'll power up the generator here again. And we'll open up D9 and send Nathan over. Ooh, ship upgrade. Remote power. Cool. So we could tow that back. Oh, there's a hello defences turret. I'm glad that's not active at the moment. Matt, can you come here for a minute? Tow this bad boy. Chug, 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 chug. Drop this at the back. So, I think, right, if we navigate Nathan into R2, and we'll close D9 behind him, open D11, we'll wait for the contact to move into R4, and then we'll close D11 again. And then, well, I suppose we could just leave it there. It's kind of trapped and isolated away. Let's open D10. Let's have a look, Nathan. What do we have in here? Is there a... Yes, there's a terminal interface. And some fuel of some sort. Or is it R5? Okay, ship scan. Found some more scrap for us, great. And let's turn on that defensive turret. And let's turn off that defensive turret. And then ship scan. Yeah, I found scrap. Nathan, let's go pick this up. Ooh, that looks like it was a thing. Well, good work, defensive turret. Thank you very much. I'll close that all off again. D11. Pretty good. Let's get Mouse to gather those two things, and then we'll move Mouse down into R5 and motion scan. So navigate 1 R5. Let's open D8. And we'll navigate Sarah down to R3. Does that also power the interface? No, it does not. Okay. But we do have power over D12. Let's run motion scan. D12 looks safe, and airlock 2 looks fine. Ah, but D4 is open. Let's close D4. Dock in A2. And we'll open D12 and go in with Nathan. Bert? Q-Bert! Hello, Q-Bert. What do you have, Q-Bert? You've got a speed boost. Yoink. Increases speed of drone. 20% failure probability. Okay. Oh, that is fast. Cool. Ships here. Let's navigate Matt, our towing guy, down into R6. Doesn't look like anything else over here. Let's tow Cubert over here. And sure, we might not need too many drones, but I have a feeling we won't keep them all in pristine condition all the time. Alright, what next? Let's navigate one down into R6. Come on, you're the only drone there. What is wrong with you? You're getting stuck on a crate? Right, sit out of the way, run your motion sensor. Right, so R9 is actually fine. That's good. Still don't know about R7. R8 is possibly bad. Let's open D5 and give it a moment or two to have any potential bad guys walk through there. Yes, right, D5. Okay. Let's open D5 again. Wait for it to get out of there. Nathan, we're just gonna grab any scrap in here. So gather. And then we'll come back out. Oh, actually, Matt. You had a mine. Let's drop your proximity mine. Now, how do I do this? Well, that was pretty simple. Let's close D4. And let's open D5. And then we'll wait and see what happens. Proximity mine detonated. Let's close D5. Ooh. Why is it blocked? Oh dear. Ooh. Well, this is curious. Maybe we killed it and jammed the door with its carcass. Let's have a little look-see. Yes. Looks like that's what's happened. Alright. Note to self. In future, put mines a little bit further away from the doors. Okay. So this is now all safe. So one room left to check. And I suppose we could scan that by navigating one into R3. Or actually R8. Cool, it's fine in there. Is there anything worth getting? Yes, a little. Gather all. Lovely. Oh, let's stop D5 from trying to shut. Open D5. I just want to stop it twitching. Okay, navigate all to R1. And we are getting out of here. Very good, folks. 11 more scrap. Cool. Now we've got. Oh yes, of course we got the ship upgrade as well for remote power. Fantastic. And the speed upgrade for Nathan. That's going to be really good. So let's go to the ship config menu. There we go, remote power. So now I should be able to power up a room without needing a drone with a generator in it. I'll have to see how that works in practice when we get that far. So, choices now. Where do we want to go? 7 objects, 9 objects, 8, or 8. Let's start with Ponyets, I think. Right, I think this is probably a good point to stop this episode. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you're enjoying this. Obviously, it's been a little bit of a gentle introduction with the first system, but things should get more exciting very soon. So yeah, I will see you next time for more Duskers.